Mic check. We in the building. Mic check. We in the building. One more time. Mic check. We, we in the building. One more time. So now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Zach Robinson did exactly what he was supposed to do. Again, I'm going to say, Zach Robinson did exactly what he was supposed to do. So we finna get into the offense during the Vikings game today. And no, I'm not saying the offensive performance was perfect. No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have scored touchdowns. No, I'm not saying that Michael Penix was perfect, nor was our receivers perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But as far as how the game went, Zach Robinson did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I'm going to tell you why. We finna get into it. That's why I said who won't smoke, because I'm sitting up here now and I will explain it to you why I say Zach Robinson did exactly what he was supposed to. So first off, how we gonna assess the game is we all know the offense was not perfect. We all know the offense wasn't clicking. We all know as a whole the receivers messed up a little bit. We all know Michael Penix messed up a little bit. Zach Robinson messed up a little bit, which also we can assess to Raheem Morris a little bit. So with all that out the way, now this is where it really gets interesting. Because a lot of folks that don't want to give Brian Flores his credit. But me knowing how Brian Flores runs his defense, I got to give him respect because I know he one of the defensive gurus. We made him decide to play. Matter of fact, he didn't even decide to play. He was forced to play a different game. You know why he was forced to play a different game? Do you honestly know why he was forced to play a different game? He was forced to play a different game because he knows Michael Penix's arm is live. And when I say he know Michael Penix's arm is live, everybody in the league know Michael Penix's arm is live. So with that assessment, and he can get the ball downfield, but a lot of offensive coordinators feel, and a lot of people in media feel he struggles with the short to intermediate game, which that doesn't bother me because that's something that can always be cleaned up. That's something that can always be, schemed around, practice. But one thing is hard to practice and hard to do is that deep ball, taking shots down the field with explosive plays. And I'm not saying, and before we go there, I'm not saying every explosive play has to be downfield, but for the most part, most explosive plays are downfield. So now that we got that out the way, um, what you have to understand is every OC know this boy has live arm. So what they're gonna do is cover wide receivers. They're also going to play a deeper zone than they normally play, which we know is about 3 to 5 yards behind most cornerbacks. But Brian Flores played damn near 5 to 10 behind his cornerbacks. He didn't have everybody up. He had his front up on the line with maybe an extra linebacker up on the line. Everybody else was in coverage. I'm going to just be honest. And then a lot of times, all his linebackers were in coverage. So what you have to understand is, by them knowing his arm is live, they're not going to let him throw that ball deep like he wants to throw it. They're not. Teams are going to start focusing, okay, you have to beat us another way, which is stupid to me because y'all act like we ain't got two of the best running backs in the league, but they rather it be on the ground for some odd reason. Well, it's not even odd. I haven't even gotten into why they rather it be a ground game, truthfully. But what teams are going to do is make Zach Robinson and Michael Penix find other ways to beat them. Now, am I saying Zach Robinson shouldn't have ran play action off the run game? No, I'm not. I'm not excusing him for that. But I have to give credit where credit is due. And I'm not saying it was perfect or any of that, but I have to give credit where credit is due. And one place where credit is due is to the fact that he understood that last week we couldn't run the ball. Now, do I think Zach Robinson lack a little creativity in the run game? Yes, I do, because he's not used to having two dynamic running backs. A lot of people not. A lot of OCs not. That's why Arthur Smith used to freak out. It's hard to find two dynamic backs like Bijan and Algier. Let's just keep that real off the jump. So he had to lean. This what I don't understand. Everybody tell him to lean on the run game, right? Everybody say Zach Robinson need to lean on the run game more. Zach Robinson need to lean on the run game more. When he lean on the run game, now you mad because you don't like the way the game look when he lean on the run game. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? You want him to lean on the run game. When he lean on the run game, you mad that he leaned on the run game. I'm baffled. I don't get it. I'm not finna sit here and try to act like I get it because I'm not everybody else. We've been asking them all last year, boy, lean on the run game. Boy, you got Tyler Algier and Bijan back there. Boy, lean on the run game. If we'd have ran the ball more, we'd have won that game. Man, if we'd have had a defense plus a run game, we'd have won that game. And now all of a sudden they don't like the way the game look when we have to run the ball and lean on the run game and the defense to win. You don't like the way it looks. And you're upset because Michael Penix didn't throw for 300 yards. Now, is that excusing him for not running play action off the run game? No, it doesn't. That does not excuse Zach Robinson for not running play action off the run game. But this is my point. All last year, Zach Robinson don't understand that he needs to run the ball more. If we'd have ran the ball more, we'd have won that game. Man, the run game is lacking. Man, the run game this. Man, like Zach Robinson need to get more creative with the run game. Man, Zach Robinson need to learn to lean on the run game. We lean on the run game in Minnesota, plus we lean on the defense in Minnesota, and now everybody mad. Which I don't understand it because you've been complaining all last year. Like I said before, Zach Robinson need to lean on the run game. Then when he lean on the run game, you don't like the way the run game look. You don't like the way the game looks when he have to lean on the run game, and you're mad. But then you want to act like we didn't get in the red zone 3 times. Penix threw 3 times in the red zone and missed all 3 of them. So then we had to lean on what? The run game, field goals, and defense. Some games are just going to be ugly like that you have to win. Some games are just going to be ugly. Let's not act like when you go into these playoffs, them games be 42-45. A lot of times in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, you have to lean on the run game, the defense, and the field goal kicker. Let's not act like Some Super Bowls don't look like that. But then when we do it during a regular season game to get a win, you're upset. Now, am I excusing Zach Robinson for maybe not being more creative and maybe not, doing what y'all wanted him to do, which truthfully wasn't working? So we gonna get into that part too. What's going on, GA Texas boy? Hold on, let me see something. Let me see. Let me see if this work. I'm trying something new right now. Let me see how this work. See if you can get, see if you can come up in here if you got time. This is my first time doing that. Share the link stuff. I don't really know how to operate YouTube, but we working on it. We working on it. But the way y'all are upset with Zach Robinson is just out of this world to me. Because how are you upset when you ask the man to lean on the run game in time of need, just in case, just say if we can't throw the ball, can we lean on the run game? Then when he lean on the run game, everybody upset. A run game gonna be ugly. If you have to resort to the run game, then all the way around the board, then it's gonna be an ugly game. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all act like because Zach Robinson decide to run the ball, it's supposed to look, I guess you want to say, the way y'all want it to look, when it's not. When has running the ball the whole game ever looked great? And it's wild on my end when I think about it. I'm not excusing him from not running play action. I'm not excusing him for calling plays when he called them. But one thing you got to understand is I don't think his playbook is a bad playbook. I think he calls the wrong plays out of that playbook at the wrong time. It's more so his situational play calling that irks my nerves. It's not from the 20 to the 20. From the 20 to the 20, we eat up the field. Run game or pass game, we eat up the field. Even though Drake had a fumble, he still got us 21 yards back off of a slant route or inside route, whatever you want to call it. But what y'all did act like y'all didn't see, which irks my nerves too, was Brian Flores sitting in extra deep quarters. He wasn't sitting in deep quarters on the back end. That boy was sitting in extra deep quarters on the back end. And I had said it before Zach Robinson said it. When Zach Robinson said he was surprised he sat that deep with his safeties in the quarters look. Shit, what the fuck he supposed to do? He can't even. We forced Brian Flores to play a game that he don't play, which is zone blitz. We literally did. What teams are not gonna do is let that boy Penix throw that ball up and down that field like he wants to, and y'all have got to understand that. Any quarter, what y'all acting like y'all failing to realize, that first game against Tampa Bay when we couldn't run the ball, what did we do? I'll wait. We passed the ball, right? We passed the ball, what, 48 times? When every stat in America said that if you throw the ball more than 40 times, then if you throw the ball, I think it's if you throw the ball more than 40 times, expect an interception or something like that, but we still didn't throw an interception. They still scored 2 touchdowns. So I'm not really understanding how you upset when it's a game we have to lean on the run game. The throwing one, it worked, but it wasn't working. It worked from the 20 to the 20, but when we got in the red zone, they stopped the run. So he decided to throw it. But the only reason they stopped the run is because now you're trying to run to the outside instead of to the inside. That's neither here nor there. You know, you tried the one time with Tyler, but when you took Tyler that time, you know they gonna stack the box because they know when Tyler back there it's a run. If you at that particular moment, if you'd went and put Bijan back there, they don't know whether it's a run or a pass. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by creativity. But that's neither here nor there. Like I was saying, Penix got in the end zone. We got in the end zone 3 times. He tried to throw the ball with Penix, and Penix missed all 3 of them. Truthfully, on that pass he sent to Darnell Mooney, if he'd have picked Pitts was right there with his back, with the DB in his back to his back versus being on side with the DB where he could hit the ball out. That was the one time Pitts was in the right position when it comes to being able to catch that pass if he threw it. He missed Pitts on that one. Pitts was open. But that's neither here nor there. You know, he's going to have his growing pains. He's still a rookie, truthfully, himself. So everybody keeps saying, well, Minnesota had, you know, they were down linemen and this. Bro, we were down the high backup to the backup. We also had a makeshift offensive line, too, to a certain degree. Newsel wasn't the center last year. Dahlman was. So, and not only was Caleb McGarry down, Storm Norton down. So now you're dealing with the backup to the backup to the backup. So, if you really look at it, we had to lean on the run game. That's why Zach Robinson said it looks like. That's why Zach Robinson said it. He was shocked at how deep. What going on, 82 Monte Carlo? Man, shit, over here, ready for whatever smoke people had about what going on, Winston. Got another one in the chat, Winston. Man, click that link. Somebody come up. Let me see how they work. It's my first time trying to use the link if you can. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to work this, but I'm trying to learn while I'm streaming. But yeah, so man, we just in here talking about. I got smoke for anybody that says Zach Robinson didn't do what he was supposed to do, and that's just real. I mean, my biggest thing is, and I know I said it earlier in my video about 3 times, but since y'all here, I want to reiterate this. Now, Winston at 82 Monte Carlo, how many times? Let me try it again. Let me see. Invite guest, copy. Let me try it one more time. Paste. Oh, no, nah, that ain't what we trying to do. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe that's what come with the paid service. I ain't even paid for it yet. I'm just starting. I ain't gonna lie. I might well go on and upgrade at this point. That may be why. But I do got a question for both of y'all, real quick. How many times last year was we asking Zach Robinson to lean on Tyler Algier and Bijan in some of them games, saying that, man, if we had a kicker. Hold on, let me try this again. Invite guests. Let me see. Oh, hold up. Let me see. Let me see. How do you do that? Let me see. It's still coming in as a comment. Okay. Well, I have to practice that. I have to practice that sometime because let me see. Okay. Invite guests can stream this to their own destinations. That's what it's saying. Okay. I'm gonna try just one more time. Okay. I tried. I have to figure it out. I think maybe I got to go on and upgrade, and that's what it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, I may just have to go on and upgrade. I haven't even upgraded yet. But this, real quick, I want to ask both of y'all a question. If if last year we was asking Zach Robinson, if last year we was asking Zach Robinson to okay, yeah, we're back. We're back. I was trying to see how to work with that. What you call it? See, 82 Monte Carlo. Yeah, we was telling him to lean on the run game more instead of trying to outsmart himself. Right now, this is my thing though. The caveat to it: when you lean on the run game, the game is gonna look ugly. 9 times out of 10, when you have to lean on the run game. Because 9 times out of 10, when you got to lean on your run game, that means you going to kick field goals and you going to need your defense. And if you remember, we got in the end zone way more than 3 times, but the 3 times we got down there and couldn't run it and we threw the ball, what happened? Penix missed 3 throws. That's my point. You want Penix to put up 300 points every game, but then what people don't want to do 82 is give Brian Flores his credit as a DC. And that's what I'm starting to understand. They don't want to give some these offensive and defensive coordinators credit when stuff happens. We forced Brian Flores to play a different style, motherfucking what you call it. We forced Brian Flores to play a different style defense. Remember now, he had his front as an attack front, but most of his linebackers and cornerbacks and safeties was in coverage. His safeties was more than 5 yards behind. His safeties was more than 5 yards. Usually your safety, what, 3 to 5 yards behind your cornerbacks, or right there at the line with your cornerbacks, right? He had them damn near 10 to 15 yards behind the cornerbacks. When I seen that, I said, oh, he in zone. Soon as I seen that, I said, yeah, they ain't playing, man. He stayed in zone. And staying in zone is where it's not really his strong suit. That's what a lot of people don't know. That man don't even play zone blitzing like that. But one thing that teams understand is we can't zero blitz. We can, but we can't. If we do it, it better work. Because if it don't work, he gonna burn us because his release is 2 seconds. 2.5. They clocked his release at 2.5 to 3 seconds. So what people don't understand is Brian Flores was not playing his original style defense. He had to go map out a new defensive scheme. So what I'm trying to explain to people is what teams are going to key in on is they are going to sit in extra deep quarters because they are not finna let that boy throw that ball up and down the field like he want to because he too deadly accurate. The boy can make every throw on the fucking field and can damn near throw at the length of the field. So if you mess around and let a Mooney get behind you, you mess around and let a Ray or even a Hodge get behind you for real, or Drake London get behind your defense, or Kyle Pitts get behind your defense, or Bijan Robinson get behind your defense. You see what I'm saying? It's all good, 82. Well, I just appreciate you for being here. That's what I'm saying, Winston. It's going to be a lot of teams that don't bring their safeties in the box. Watch what I tell you. It's going to be a lot of teams that do not play their safeties in the box at all, because if I play my safeties in the box, he's going to burn me. So I got to keep it within that short to intermediate range and make them dink and dunk the whole game or beat us with the run game, which is stupid because we got two of the best running backs in the league. So that's what I mean when I said who won't smoke. I knew we won't, man, Winston, going into this game, you can ask my sister. I'm talking about a week before we went in this game. I told my sister, I said, boy, we ain't going to be able to throw like that. Told her straight up, we ain't going to be able to throw that ball like that. Don't look for that boy to have no 300 yards against Minnesota. Because what they're going to do is keep their cornerbacks and safeties back. He didn't even rush his linebackers like that. He may have rushed one linebacker. It was points in that game where he had the front in attack style and he had to get pressure with foe, and he was getting pressure with foe, and everybody else was in coverage. Everybody else was in coverage. Linebackers, safeties, they was all in coverage. And that's just real. Let me try this link one more time. Let me see something. Like, guess, copy, post a comment, paste. Nah, that ain't what we're trying to do. There we go. Let me try it. Oh, damn, it is coming in as a motherfucking, why the fuck is that happening? I'll figure that out later. I don't know. It's probably is the upgrade thing. I have to do that later. But all I'm saying is you've been begging for the man to lean on the run game, and y'all act like leaning on the run game is supposed to look pretty. That's the prettiest leaning on the run game gonna look. Them 200 and some yard between Bijan and Tyler. But in the same token, the timing off. They not, how I'm trying to say it. Not only is the timing off. Hold on, let me read what Winston said. How do you share the comment to the screen? That's what I'm trying to figure. All that got to be with the body shit. Okay. Flores thought he could beat us with his front seven, but we have the talent and play calling to beat you over the top or on the ground. This ain't Madden. We're not going to throw 400 every game. That's what I'm saying, Winston. And then, if you want to be honest, it wasn't even really his front seven because he was really trying to beat us with his front 4 and 5. It was hard for him to go the whole 7. He didn't stay in the box much. That's why they were getting gashed in the run game. He refused to stay in that box. See, this is what I mean about Atlanta's offense that people don't understand yet. Yeah, they timing ain't right. Yeah, the play calling a little suspect at times. It's really not his play calling, it's situational play calling. Because like I said, from the 20 to the 20, Zach Robinson is a monster. Y'all just don't be seeing it because the wide receivers been dropping balls lately. But Look how much Kyle Pitts been going off. So he's even had to implement them because we all know Drake. And if you didn't know Drake and Mooney were decoys this game, shame on you. If that's why all the passes went to Bijan and Kyle Pitts, dummies. Shame on you if you didn't know that Drake London and Darnell Mooney was just decoys like how we did Julio sometime this weekend. Shame on you for not knowing that. I promise you. That's why you think they weren't getting the passes like that. I knew that when I seen Bijan and Kyle Pitts get all the passes. Boy, they still hurt, but we got to decoy the game up. That's how you do it. That's why I said we made adjustments y'all don't even account for. You was expecting Darnell Mooney and Drake London to go off, but I knew in my mind that they were decoys. That's why I said shame on you if you didn't know that they were decoys. I knew they were decoys. That's why the ball got stripped out of Drake's arm, because his shoulder still messed up. That's why he had to hold it with both hands. He couldn't do it with one like he normally do. His arm wasn't all the way together. His shoulder still hurt. They still hitting the ground. That's why Mooney dropped that ball. Y'all didn't see the way Mooney hit that ground. It looked like he slid. Now Mooney hit that ground. That's what, go back and watch that when he threw it to Mooney in the end zone. Watch Kyle Pitts wide open right in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Mooney hit that ground. They still hurt. You see, but y'all want him to throw for 400 every game. Man, I'm finna tell y'all like this, and that's something I knew was gonna happen this season. These teams are not finna let Michael Penix with them happy feet and that happy arm throw up and down that field as he please. They're not. Defensive coordinators are gonna make Atlanta find another way to beat them. Until they get tired of getting beat by the run game, then they'll come in that box. See, Brian Flores didn't go in that box at all like he normally do. Brian Flores, usually, most of his plays is from the box. That's what people don't even understand. Most Brian Flores' best plays are not out of the zone because he know his cornerbacks suck. We know they secondary suspect. Let's not act like that. That's why he kept that safety help 15 and 20 yards over the top of his cornerbacks instead of 5. Go back and watch. I'm talking about very extra deep quarters and extra deep cover 3s and extra deep cover 2s. Go back and watch. He was trying to get home with 4 and 5. He didn't really blitz. He had exotic blitzes here and there, but every play wasn't a blitz. That man had to stay in zone. He had to lock down that deep shit because they know Penix can get deep. Pause. You feel me? They limiting them explosive plays, but at the same time, the only reason it's working is because the offense isn't fully clicking yet. Wait till that offense get to clicking. Once that defensive energy hit that offense, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. I promise you. And the thing about it is, a lot of fans see it and just want to ignore it, but you can't ignore a great DC. It's just that he couldn't play his game. That DC could not play his game. Brian Flores couldn't play the game he normally played because if he played the game he normally played, Penix would have burnt them deep plenty of times because they love the blitz. Because if you don't remember, Todd Bowles loved the blitz, and he was doing it at first till he seen how Penix was launching that ball down the field, and he started playing more zone and keeping them safeties over the top. He just didn't play them as deep as Brian Flores played them. But another reason why Brian Flores played them so deep too, because Brian Flores don't usually use a zone scheme. And that's what most people don't even understand about his defensive style of calling defense. Everything attack on his defensive front. Cornerback, like us, cornerbacks, linebacker, everybody be attacking. Now, when it's time to get in coverage, they a little suspect in that secondary. Because what I will say is our secondary is miles ahead of their secondary. And you can go argue with your mama about that, even with them rookies back there, boy. We miles ahead of their secondary. So you can definitely go argue with your mama about that. But what we got going on offense, Zach Robinson did his motherfucking job. Was it pretty? No. Could he have called play action off of it or bootlegs off of it? Yes. He should have. Honestly, that's why they started keying in on it, because he didn't at least attempt passes. But I understand why he didn't, because his two main receivers hurt. The only people he can go to is Kyle Pitts and Bijan. But if you can't, one thing about me that I did love about Arthur Smith, if they can't stop the run, that's what we doing. We running the ball. We ain't throwing like that. I remember plenty game Desmond Ritter had where he didn't throw that ball like that. If you really want to be honest about it. Actually, that's what made Mariota look a little bit all right in the beginning, because of that run game. One thing, and remember when we had Arthur Smith, we were complaining he was running too much. We need explosive plays downfield. But one thing about it, if you play me mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Man, I gotta learn. Man, I gotta put my motherfucking shit on. Goddamn. Mic check, mic check. Okay, okay. Am I okay? Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, with Zach Robinson, he did his job. Was it pretty? No, it wasn't pretty. Was it the way you wanted to see it? Sure the fuck wasn't. I promise you, because it wasn't even the way I wanted to see it, but I understood what we were going up against. See, you're not gonna be able to play every team the same. We couldn't run on Tampa, but I knew we could run on Minnesota. To be honest with y'all, had Chicago kept running the ball after halftime, they would have beat Minnesota. But you know what Chicago did? They OC did the same things that Robinson liked to do. When the run game working, they start throwing because they want to make the quarterback look good. So when the run game was working, he figured the throwing was gonna work, and they lit Caleb Williams' ass up, because he ain't ready on that type of defensive coordinator. Now with Penix is different, because you can't blitz Penix all. You can't blitz Penix a whole half and not have your guys in coverage, especially when you know your cornerback suspect and you think that Darnell. See, this the key. This is the caveat and the key that y'all don't understand. They feel they locked Darnell Mooney and Drake London down. They really didn't, because they was hurt anyway. That game wasn't even built around them. It was built around the run and Kyle Pitts and the field goals and the defense. It wasn't built around your star wide receivers this week. Yeah, we tried to get them in here and there, but the way they played, you could tell they still hurt. I knew they were hurt. I knew they were decoy when we put them out there. Mooney didn't get no balls like that. He didn't. And that's just being honest. He didn't get that ball like that. So when I look at it like, okay, maybe that ain't the game plan. Maybe that's the game plan they went in there with. Run the ball, Kyle Pitts, field goals, defense. If Michael Penix can get Drake and Mooney the ball, fine. If he can't, fine. Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. So that's basically what I'm saying is when you get that in order or get it organized, because it's not the plays work. I seen it with my own eyes. It's why are you calling this on third down when this should have been a second down play and you should have something else for the third down? Or why you call this on second down when this should have been a first down play? Or why you calling this on fourth and you're not being creative with it? And I know when the H back run to the left at name Charlie Warner, that means the run play is going to the left. Or when Algier's in the game, I know you running the ball, you're not throwing. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to do split back sets and stuff like that. Not saying that he's not going to start implementing the deeper we get in the season. Because me personally, I think Zach Robinson just trying shit right now. Whatever work, he put a check by it. Whatever don't, he put an X by it. Or they may work on that play. You see what I'm saying? One time for the fan. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, man, we in here with this Zach Robinson talk, man. I had to let them know about Zach Robinson. Yeah, I'm a little upset that certain stuff didn't work the way it did, but I understand the defense we was going up against. Definitely, definitely. I got a little smoke for the Zach Robinson hate because Zach Robinson did exactly what the fuck he was supposed to did. When none of them throws working the way we wanted it to work, Drake London and Mooney were truthfully decoys because they were still hurt, but we ran them out there how we used to run Julio out there when he was hurt. We still use Julio as a decoy. I've been trying to put the link in there and it keep coming through as a comment. I don't know how to stop that. Yeah, see, it keep coming in as a comment instead of a link. Inbox you. How I do that? I don't even know how to do that. I haven't figured out none of this yet. Oh, what you talking about on Instagram? Let me see if that worked. Let me see how that worked. Copy. Mm. Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check. That may have worked. Anybody else got a DM or a link or inbox? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, and I inbox you the StreamYard link because it might work that way. Let me see. Yeah, so man, we talking Zach Robinson If anybody know how to make the StreamYard not a comment but post it as a link, tell me what I need to do. All right, I appreciate that. Now back to Zach Robinson. A lot of y'all don't want to give Brian Flores the credit he deserves, and I'm just being honest about it as a defensive coordinator. To the point that I knew we weren't gonna be able to throw the ball like this. I knew it. I knew it way before the game. I said, "Yeah, we're not gonna be able to throw like that on him." Because I'm gonna be honest, I set it up the same way. You have to figure out another way to beat me. You know what I'm saying? And the run game just ate up the defensive front. That's all it really was, because he didn't really have a defensive front like he normally do. He was only rushing 4 and 5. He barely got into the rush everybody, because you can't really, you're going to get burnt. Hold on, let me see how this works.
Here.
Oh, hello.
What's good, Rich?
Oh, what's good? What's good? So that's how it did work like that. I'm trying to figure out how not to make this a comment. And I posted it
Yeah,
about 10 times. But I figure
yeah,
I
it
must got to pay
happens.
for it. So,
It happens from time to time. I've seen it happen a long time ago. This is my first time seeing it again, but could be some StreamYard issues. This could have been.
okay. Okay.
King, what you got
Nah,
going on in here, man? You talking Dirty Bird?
yeah, I'm talking Zach Robinson, man, 'cause I got a little smoke for people. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad you in here. Let me explain why I say this. For everybody that's mad at Zach Robinson, I said it earlier in the show. You know, I've been on 46 minutes, but who cares? This Falcon football talk. I reiterate everything I said.
Right.
So, one first thing, people don't want to give us as Falcon fans don't want to give Brian Flores his credit as a defensive coordinator, because we forced him to run a zone blitz scheme that he don't even run. For one,
Mm-hmm.
he more of a box player in the box. A lot of people don't understand a lot of his success come out of the box, because they know they secondary suspect. I told my sister a week ago, before week before the game, I said we're not gonna be able to throw like that. And she was like, "Why?" I said, "Because one thing I realize is now the team, all these OCs and DCs done seen that boy live arm now. They may haven't seen film on him as far as tendency yet, but what they have seen, that boy can make every throw on the field. When I seen Brian Flores not sit his safeties 5 yards behind the cornerback, 3 to 5 yards, he had him like 10 to 15. I said, oh, he in extra deep quarters, extra deep cover 3 and cover 2. What teams gonna start doing is making us beat them a different way. They're not finna let Michael Penix go throw that ball all up and down the field like he want to.
Mm-hmm.
So the credit I got to give Zach Robinson is, for one, if you didn't know that Darnell Mooney and Drake London were decoys that game, shame on you. Them boys were still hurt. We did them like we did Julio. Throw them out there. That's why, if you realize, the game wasn't even centered around them. It was centered around Bijan, Tyler Algier, and Kyle Pitts and field goals. And I think they sort of knew that coming into this game. That's why Zach said he was surprised they were sitting that deep at safeties, because they know his arm. Man, if my secondary suspect, all I can do is sit my safeties deeper than I normally sit them to make sure they, get the help they need.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about it, when you have to lean on the run game is not going to be a pretty game. When has a run game ever really been pretty? I don't watch Super Bowl where it's just running field goals and defense. Neither team scored yet. So it's like people putting an indictment on Zach Robinson. Yeah, you should have called some play action and bootleg off the run game. That's why they won fooled at when we got to the goal line, because you never called play action and bootlegs off of it. But it made me respect him because he understood that I'm not gonna be able to get off this game like I want to. So Penny's not gonna have 300-400 yards this game. Let's just keep it simple, run the ball, win the game, and go home. Because from what I understand, Minnesota Stadium is like a college stadium.
It's pretty loud in there.
So when they had mic issues, people not counting the fans, because we could do the same at our stadium. We just got so much stuff going on that people ain't in their seats like they was at the Dome.
That and people are not making noise. The meanings. Falcon Stadium's a little bit, our fan base a little bit different when it comes to standing up on first, second, third down, when to stand up, why we are standing up, and what's the reason. I've been in there a long time since the Dome. The Dome days are definitely missed at the Benz, but if you put a winning product on the field, people start getting it, and they start responding accordingly. For the Zach Robinson thing, I mean, we're talking about a coordinator that also fell asleep in the second half of the of the Vikings Bears game, week 1, and when they asked him about it, he said he went to sleep. He did prepare properly against the Vikings, that week, game week leading up to it, practice week. But going back to that Bucks game, week 1, people was kind of upset about the run game with Baker Mayfield averaging, I think, more yards than Bijan and Tyler running the ball. And sure enough, Zach Robinson made sure to run the ball on a banged-up Vikings defense. And, we moved the chains properly. And that's one thing that I think fans would be upset about. If we're running the ball so well and we stay away from the run and we force the pass, then you got fans complaining about that. Even if you win or lose, you're going to have fans talking about something. Chiefs win the Super Bowl, they're going to have fans talking about something. Eagles win the Super Bowl, they have fans talking about something. So in this game, I just be prepared for that type of stuff, especially when you're doing podcasts and people always, got to mention something what they see right and wrong. And that's the good thing about football, because there is a lot of right and wrongs and mistakes on the field. Going to the Vikings game itself, I think the Falcons did a good job of, number one, time of possession too as well. This is 2 young quarterbacks. This is not the Vikings team from last year that was 12-2 and 13-3, and we was having a rough season going into that game. And we was tied in the fourth quarter at one point with Kirk Cousins last year, but then again, you saw what happened shortly after that. I think this team controlled the clock from beginning to end. They controlled pretty much every aspect of all 3 phases, from special teams to offense to defense. They put a lot of pressure on JJ McCarthy to make a lot of mistakes. And I was telling people that week 1 going into week 2, please don't let the Falcons play fourth quarter JJ McCarthy, because what happened last week against the Bears game, I was surprised to see. I think the Bears kind of just gave that game away, going away from the run and forcing Caleb to pass more in shotgun. And the Vikings defense caught on to it and put him on the ground a few times, made him force a couple punts, and you saw what happened from there. For us, I think we did a good job, of course, defensively. Now, who's to say what would have happened if you didn't get those 6 sacks and those 2 interceptions? But then again, the defense played really well. And you force 3 and outs, and then when you have a guy like Michael Penix working with Bijan, working with Drake, Kyle Pitts getting his small dosage here and there, you're moving the chains correctly. Now, the 5 field goals, fans might say, hey, where's the touchdowns? We're getting field goals here. But then again, we had a field goal problem back in week 1, and we went to fix that problem going into week 2. So big shout out to Zach Robinson and the team to notice, hey, we need a field goal kicker that could put us in position. I've already said it on the other podcast when I'm talking to fans. We will move the chains this year a lot with Michael Penix, because this kid is just phenomenal. And then when we get into positions where we have to score and we can't score, here comes the field goal kicker. I was sitting with some Falcon fans the other day watching the Viking game, and they were saying every time Parker Romo made a kick, they would say, Koo would have missed that. Koo would have missed that. And if he would have missed, let's just say game and he would have missed. Now, that's not a disrespect to Koo at this point. Fans know what's going on behind the scenes. He was out there at the practice field the other day in shorts and a T-shirt. But if fans around you are saying that your previous kicker would have missed that, and we have a kicker that just went 5 for 5, that could have changed the outcome of the game, because now you have the Vikings looking at it where, oh, they can come back because this kicker just missed the kick. They put us in a good position. But Parker Romo didn't do that. Points over possession is very important when you're down in the red zone. And the Falcons said, "Hey, we can't score here on fourth down. Let's kick a field goal." Look at the Texans game against the Buccaneers. I'm still wondering why the Texans didn't kick that field goal, knowing that they had that morale in the second half to go back out there and beat the Bucks. They didn't kick the field goal. I think they missed an extra point too as well. And sure enough, the Bucks end up winning the game by a small margin. But for Zach Robinson and for this team, you just got to take what the defense gives you. And if Brian Flores wants to stack the box, if Brian Flores wants to play his safeties on the other side of the 50, they took advantage of that. And hats off to Zach Robinson, who fell asleep at the end of the Bears-Vikings game and went to go tell the media that. Because then fans were starting saying, "Oh my God, Zach Robinson, how could you fall asleep? And we're playing the Vikings the following week." And well, Zach Robinson had a game plan. And you heard Bijan from the first week when he had mentioned about plays they didn't know or this other stuff. They fixed it. They went in there into the Vikings in a hostile environment. They took the crowd out of the game. Looking back at the game, whenever they show it on NFL Network or if you guys record it, go back and look. The Vikings fans were out of it pretty early. And in a stadium that reaches a very large, very high decimal rating, it is crazy when you're in there and you can't hear the play. I mean, you heard it in the first quarter. That stadium was loud. But what happened in the third quarter? It wasn't so loud. Now you're just playing team on team. And I've been a fan of those hostile environments. That crowd can make a difference when it's false starts, when it's, the player not being able to hear the call, when they're locked into their helmets and they can't hear and they're telling the coordinator, run the play quickly. It gets to be a little bit too much for a second-year quarterback like Penix. Sure enough, he's been in those situations in college. He knew how to handle it. My hat goes off to Zach Robinson. My hat goes off to Jerry Gray, too, as well, in that secondary for locking down Justin Jefferson. And that goes with the J.J. McCarthy problem where they took away your star receiver. What else do you have to offer now? And sure enough, taking away Justin Jefferson showed that there's not much over there in Vikings land to worry about. So my hat goes off to Nate Ali with that defensive line, Mike Ruttenberg with that linebacker group, Jerry Gray, who's been here for some years, and our new defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. But King Richie, I see where you're going with this. And, you're on point. Fans will...
Nah, I'm going to tell you, that's why Zach Robinson fell asleep halfway through the game, because he realized the same thing I realized. Y'all niggas stop running the motherfucking ball. He realized the same thing man, once I seen that, I went to sleep. Shit, y'all stop running the ball. Nothing else to talk about. Chicago won that game. They kept running the ball. And I seen that. I said, boy, I told my sister a week before they not finna let us throw like that. Because they seen that he
their secondary and defense is disguised pretty well with Flores, and my hat goes off to Flores too as well. He's always been an outstanding defensive coordinator. He just got beat by a team that played better on all three sides of the ball. Defense, we beat him up. On the offensive side, he was probably going over to the offensive coaches like, "Hey, y'all got to do something." On the offensive side of the ball, they probably went over to Flores and like, "Hey, man, what is Penix doing moving down the chains like this?" We did a great job protecting all three phases of the game. That was a team win on Sunday. Back last week against the Bucks, Penix bailed out Zach Robinson in a lot of situations. That's why he was almost close to 300 yards. This week, totally different. We saw the advantage of using the run. We exploited it. Use it. Give the ball to Tyler. That's exactly what they did at times when Bijan had to go out. I saw Bijan in the slot. I saw Tyler winding up at wide receiver. Zach Robinson threw some plays in there just to see where we're going. It is the second week of the season, too. And then now we're hearing from the players, let's get some more explosive plays down the field. And I'm sure you're going to see that Sunday on Carolina, a battered, beat up team that is they're focusing on the draft for next year. Carolina Panther fans are just sick. I keep telling them, hashtag free Charlotte, hashtag save the fans out there in Carolina, because that team is they're just ran through. They're done for it.
Might check.
Right. They're run through. And the sad part about it is they have to play a strong Falcons team that's moving
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. But they're playing the tough Falcons team this
weekend. Might check.
Yo, we can hear you.
What's up, iTest?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? What's going on? I think the Falcons do exploit both sides of the ball this week. Penix going over 250 in the air, Bijan hitting the buck on the ground, and the Panthers, they just have to deal with it. That's my take.
I think like the biggest thing, Zach Robinson showed that he's adaptable to the game.
Mm-hmm.
The target of every game is to win every game. Put up points by any means necessary. All right.
Mike check.
Here we go. Can you hear?
King Rich, you can hear us, right? I know we can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Yo,
you, King.
can you hear?
Unless he's on a phone call. If you got a
Can
phone
y'all
call,
hear
that
me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, can you hear? King Richard.
But I'm gonna check in with y'all in a minute. I just took a break from work just to go take care of some stuff. Y'all talk Falcons, man. Y'all continue to ignite this fan base. And I test, you already know, man. Let's go 2-1, man. Let's go beat these Panthers on Sunday, man.
That's
Mike
right.
check. Can y'all hear me?
And it's
Am I,
gonna look good. We're gonna look good doing it.
am I coming in loud and clear?
Yeah, we can hear you, King.
Oh, I'm just making sure I got a phone call and I couldn't hear myself.
Yep. A lot of times when you have the phone call, it will kick you off StreamYard and then it'll make you like reset a little bit. So just prepare for that in the future.
Okay. Yeah. But man, I appreciate you for coming on. I'm gonna stay on just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know.
listen. I'm just gonna go back to work, but I'm gonna listen, y'all. I love when y'all talk Falcons, man. This is what it's all about, man. I think this team is good. I think they're on the brink of some success this year. We got to win this game to go 2-1 because the Bucks got an easy one up there in New York. So we got the Commanders and the Bills right after. Looks like the Commanders
Is
might be resting
Jaden
Jaden
playing
Daniels.
when we play?
They're probably going to sit him out Sunday to play him against us because they know how crucial it is if Jaden Daniels plays Sunday. He can get banged up pretty easily. And playing a team like us next week, he can get banged up again. They might need to get him at least at 80, 90%. But after that, we got a Bills team that is no joke. So we got to go in there and play hard, man. It's going to be a tough first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. That bye week early is going to help us. But I like the chances of the Falcons this year. Falcon fans, I'm going to tell y'all right now, go ahead and put your money aside for them playoff tickets. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen. Rise
It's
up,
gonna
man.
definitely happen.
Yeah, I can see that. Man. I appreciate you for coming through, my boy.
Always, man. Respect, man. We'll get you on the channel soon, man. Respect, brother. Y'all have a good one now.
All
All
right, bro.
right. Man, Winston, what's going on, man?
What's happening, man?
Man, I, people, it confused me because then we asked for a run game last year. We ain't even gonna talk about this year. Then we asked for that last year.
Yeah, I mean, and we
Matter of
ran
fact, I know you've been
we
asking for it.
yeah we ran the ball successfully last year. We was what, sixth in the league in rushing? Yeah, Bijan was third in the league in rushing.
Yeah, but then people were like he need to lean a little bit more on it, and I'm like, okay, so when we win the game like this, it's gonna be ugly.
I mean, like, to me, if you're a true fan of football, like, Sunday game wasn't ugly. It wasn't ugly by no stretch. Like, if you actually sit there and pay attention to what Bijan was pulling, the moves that Bijan was pulling off in short succession per play, it's crazy. It's crazy. It looked like a video game. Like,
Yeah, cause remember they said that one snap he just took that he ain't even asked nobody.
yeah, no. So like, all right, what happened was Newell took a misfired. He misfired on the snap. So when he
Oh, so Bijan
yeah
just
when he snapped the ball, it it leaned out left, so it was closer to Bijan getting it than Penix
Penix.
getting it. So Bijan just took it and took off with it, and still got us to what, like second and 8? I mean second and 2.
Yeah, he got like 7, 8 yards out of that.
Like hey,
But
Bijan's something
that's what I
special,
was
bro.
telling people. If Chicago the just ran the ball, they the one. It's just they didn't humble themselves. We seen that's one thing I did credit to Zach Robinson. People say we should have passed the ball more, but the 3 times that Penix passed the ball in the red zone, he missed. What else we supposed to do after that besides kick field goal? Because we see our quarterback a little flustered. They did hit him 3 times, bro. Like, we can't, it's, I ain't trying to make no excuses, but hey, JJ McCartney wasn't the only one out there getting hit. Because one of them hits, I was like, oh my God, what get my quarterback up out of there?
I mean, like, people got to understand, too, like, Penix just played his 5th game in the NFL. He just played his 5th game.
He only 3 games in front of McCartney.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like Penix has shown you, yeah, I'm able to throw for over 300 yards. That's easy. That's slight work.
Hey, that's what I was saying earlier before you came in the chat. Ain't it a stat of something like if you throw the ball over more than 42 times, you're liable to get interceptions or something like
Yeah,
that?
I mean, like that's simply like the law of probability. The more times you put the ball in the air, the probability of you throwing a turnover goes up because
And
they
I
have
think
more opportunities at the ball.
Brian Flores seen the fact that we threw the ball 48, 49 times, which is almost 50 plays,
Well,
or
week
half
one,
and
week
half of
one, week
throwing
one, Penix took it through the ball 42 times.
42
Like
times
he threw the ball 42 times.
without an
All right.
interception.
Now for the Falcon, if you see Penix throwing the ball 40 something times in a game, 9 times out of 10 we're in trouble. You
Yeah,
don't want you
yeah,
don't
of
want him
course.
throwing the ball that much. Like Penix sweet spot. If everything plays out in a perfect world, you want Penix throwing the ball about 25 times. You want Bijan to get about 20 to 25 touches. You want Algier to get about about 15 to 18 touches. That's in a perfect world. If we can have that and be productive every week, 9 times out of 10 we'll win the game.
And see
Offense.
that's the thing that I keep trying to explain to people. After I realized that Penix threw that ball that much without an interception and 2 touchdowns, even though, you know what I'm saying, you could tell the timing was off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was like I said, sis, I told sis a week before the game, boy, these team not finna let us throw that ball like that.
You
They're
can't
not, they're not, they
not with Mooney back on the field. With Mooney
and
back on the field, if you sit there and allow us, if you bring a safety down into that box and you
and
allow us to sit there and just throw the ball 30 sometime, 9 times 10 we're gonna smoke it because Mooney gonna take the top off your defense. You
And
have
see,
to respect his speed.
that's what I told her. I said, see, with that type of, I said, I hope everybody know that Drake and Mooney are decoys this week, like we did Julio, because I know they still hurt, but what better thought than to let everybody know, oh yeah, our 2 big dogs back. Once I seen all the plays going to Bijan and Kyle Pitts, I knew the game was centered around them. If they make a catch, cool. If they don't, cool. But what I realized is you can't really run a zero blitz on this team because you'll have to pick your poison at that point.
Run a zero blitz if you want to let Bijan sneak out that backfield.
That's what I'm telling you.
Like
So,
we sat there and saw that. Well, a variation of it on our first scoring play, third play into week one.
but see
Third play
that
in the week one, we took a dump. They tried to run a blitz up the middle. It was what I want to say. It was either A gap mug or double A gap mug. They ran a blitz up the middle. B John snuck off into the flat, dumped it out to B John. He take it to the house for 50 yards.
but
If you,
see
if you put B John in space with blockers in front of him, 9 times out of 10, whoever draws the short straw of sitting there trying to stop B John in open space, you like you just
But
getting a
see,
free
that's
paycheck.
what I'm. But see, think about this: as a defensive coordinator that likes to zero blitz, that likes And that's what one time for the fan was saying that I was saying it could get ugly in the L because what Brian Flores realized after watching that Tampa game, you can't really blitz Penix because they clock Penix ball release between 2.5 and 3 seconds. So anywhere between that 2.5 to 3 seconds, he's liable to release the ball. They said sometimes it seemed less than that. So if you try to blitz any type, that's why I said he went into that zone blitz scheme where he don't even normally run. He keep a lot of shit in the box. He do.
Yeah, but he
Because
couldn't.
if you look at after halftime, they sold that box up on Caleb, which they don't have the running backs we have. So they probably locked the running backs down more than likely. They don't have a Bijan and a Tyler Algier over there in Chicago. When you try, you can't lock the box down on us unless you want pin. It's like pick your poison. How you want us? How you want us to beat you? If you lock down the L, we going on the ground. If you lock down the ground, we going in the L.
See, like a lot of people didn't like the way Terry was sitting there drafting. I mean, I'm talking about like from his very first pick with Kyle Pitts. A lot of people did not like the way Terry was sitting there drafting. Like, oh, it's flash play, flash play. Like hell, I knew we were gonna pick Bijan. And I mean, if anybody that was in the old ABG group, what 3 months before the draft, I literally said that I made a post. I made a post in ABG, John, a healthy paragraph. And I literally sat there and broke down exactly why Bijan is going to be the pick. Look at everything we did in the offseason. We took it and built straight
Yeah,
up the
because
middle.
remember that offseason, we went full defense. We didn't even
Yeah.
get offensive people for the
We took
offseason.
and
Everybody we got
free
was
agency, in
defense.
free agency, we built straight up the middle. We went and got Anya Mata. We went and got Caden Ellis. We went and got Jesse Bates. Then we got what was it, Mike Hughes? I want to
Yep,
say it was
Mike
Mike
Hughes
Hughes.
too.
When Mike Hughes first got there. Oh no, it wasn't Mike Hughes. Jeff Okuda. It was Jeff
Yeah,
Okuda.
Okuda. That's who it was.
And
So we got everybody in the offseason. I
we
knew we
got
was going
we
offense in the
went defense.
draft.
I said, all right, well, we built up the middle. We just spent good money on Anya Mata, so we're not going to get Jalen Carter. All right, what else do we need? All right, well, we just had Tyler Algier run for 1,000 yards, but Bijan is an entirely different animal, and if we compare them together and fast track this team development, we might be able to sneak on Super Bowl. Bijan gonna be the pick. All right.
But
Now
see
look
where
at it.
he fucked up at is the only thing you didn't fast track with that quarterback.
Yeah, but at the same time, like when your team is so disparate of talent, you have to go get the talent before you can drop a quarterback in it.
Yeah,
So
because they ain't got nobody to pass the ball off
exactly,
to or throw to.
like that would have been like, excuse me, that would have been like the Texans when the Texans first became a team. Remember they went and got David Carr.
Yeah.
They went and got David Carr, but he had no talent around him. What happened with David Carr? His ass kept getting lit up. He kept getting ate up. I mean, every week he had no one to hand the ball off to, throw the ball to, nobody to protect
Hey,
him,
and
and
I
it
keep
and it
telling, and
ruined.
I be telling people,
Like David Carr is a better
he was the
analyst than
truth.
what he was as an NFL quarterback because he did not have a team around him at all.
Hey, and he was miles ahead of his brother.
No, they
Miles
like
ahead.
if put let's say when was that, like early 2000. So let's take David Carr, drop David Carr in like Philly or the Patriots back then or whatever. Hypothetically, let's just sit there and say that they move on from Tom Brady. If they had dropped David Carr in the back then, like, come on, bro. They
Someone
still
with an
they still
offensive
they still
line
would have won. Yeah, they still would have won. Cause David Carr coming out of college was a
was an
dog.
animal. He was an
Yeah, he was a
animal, bro.
dog. He just didn't have no team around him when he got to the league. That's why he looked so bad with the Texans. It was like Dan Orlovsky when he was playing with the Lions. They had no team. They had no offensive line, no nothing. He's a stationary quarterback. Like, what am I supposed to do? Except for get beat up every day. Like at that point, all you doing is you literally sitting there counting down the days you got left in the league because you
And
know
that
you're
and
not
that
going.
and that's why I'm not really mad at Terry like everybody else, because his only job is to go get the groceries. If you can't cook, then that's on you. So one thing I do credit to Arthur Smith is he's the reason, to be truthfully honest, he's one of the main reasons why we got the offensive line like we got. Cause he was an offensive line guy.
Hey, I mean, like, well, Arthur Smith, we brought in Bergeron. We brought in Bergeron. We already had Lindstrom, McGarry, and Matthew. Um, who else? Like Noodle and Dahlman came in around that same around this well during his regime. Like, and now look at it. Now here's another thing that a lot of people not recognizing. Bergeron isn't playing up to the level that he played to last year.
He not.
Like, yeah,
That's who they
Bergeron.
been bullying, Bergeron and Matthews.
Yeah, like Bergeron got to get like at this point, Bergeron, you're at the point in your career where you should be able to help Matthews and Matthews not be out there on the island the way he is. He should be able to help. He should be able to help Matthews like Chris Lindstrom helped McGarrett or Wilson. And he's not playing up to that level. You gotta remember, like we got Wilson at right tackle, then we got Ryan Newswood in his first season as a starter at center,
Cause they
and
already
you
said that's
still
why
slew
Dahlman
footed.
ain't doing that good, cause he ain't got them big ass guards up next to him.
Exactly. I mean, like
But in
the
the
thing with the
same,
offensive line, our offensive line is all synergy. It's all synergy. If we can connect and move in one step at one time, one sound, one band, then we can move mountain. But
and
when that synergy is off,
but you want to know what crazy, Winston? And this was a crazy stat that came up in the game. When they realized that Elijah Wilkinson wasn't going for that bullshit with Minnesota, they top defender, they switched sides to Jake Matthews and Bergeron. So what you saying is very true, because over there on that side, Wilkerson not doing bad as people think he doing.
yeah, like on the far side, you got to think about it. Jake Matthews been in the league. Jake Matthews came in the league along with Devontae Freeman.
Yeah,
That's how long Jake Matthews been. Now, fast forward, all that time he played with a right-handed quarterback. So he was literally on the island all the time, protecting his blind side. That wears you down. That wears you down. Like I don't care. I don't care how great of a talent you are. That's gonna wear you down. That was another reason why we went and got Bergeron. Bergeron was a tackle.
yeah. That's what I keep telling people.
Yeah, Bergeron was a tackle in college. We
And a
moved him
damn
to
good one at that.
yeah out of Syracuse. We moved him to the inside to help take some of the weight off of Matthew. Bergeron is our biggest offensive lineman. He's like, yeah, like Bergeron. Yeah, it's like Bergeron and McGarry, they about like the same weight. I want to say they both like 333 or something.
That's why they went and got Jack Nielsen, big ass.
Exactly. But at the same time, like Nielsen is a slow development too. Like,
Yeah, he offensive lineman. I don't expect nothing from him for about at least a year or two. I
yeah,
don't offensive lineman, man. You have to give them time, bro. Like, cause
you
that's
had it.
like you said. That's more about synergy and continuity versus just skill.
See, like, now, like if you just like an elite. offensive lineman, you like I can't hide it. I can't deny that you're that damn good, especially at the offensive lineman. Like
Yeah,
they can be politics at the skill position. Like, all right, I think this running back better than that running back, or this receiver better than that receiver. They can be politics at a skill position. At offensive line, like I can't afford to baby the better player. Like, no, you need to get your ass in here because at the end of the day, even if you ain't blocking for this running back, you got to protect my quarterback. I have to have the better player protecting my quarterback. So I mean, it's bumps and bruises, but like that, I've I've been thoroughly surprised by Wilson. He had a tough sled in week one because Hassan Reddick had seven pressures by itself week one, and that was all lined up on Wilson. He anchored better week two, and like you said, they took in switch they top defender from right side to left side to sit there try to create the magic. But I mean, at the same time, man, long story short, Penix Penix is just finished his fifth start. I'm not gonna sit there and have my young quarterback sitting there trying to throw for 300, 400 yards every game because it's gonna burn him out. It's gonna frustrate it. It's gonna fluster him. He's gonna overthink things. Make the game plan simple. Make the game plan easy. Let him produce. He haven't even played a full season yet. You bring him along slowly. You're still winning games in the meantime. Like
and
we're
that's why
sec
the
we're second
defense
in the
got to play
division.
like they playing
Yeah.
because they don't know. I watched somebody a little short, and I forgot who it was, and he said, when you play in the NFL, you and it was about JJ McCarthy. They said when you play in the NFL, they asked the coach or a player. Nah, the coach or the player, they asked him a question. He said, "Look, players and coaches know that when you got you a young quarterback, the defense gonna have to play different." He said they already announced it in the means because you got to bring them along. So I think that's why the defense playing the way they are because they understand that everything you just said, they already understand.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even beyond that, like, all right, let's go back to '08 when Matt Ryan was drafted, right? Who did the bulk of our production? It was Michael Turner.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan threw for like 3,000 something yards his rookie season. Why? Because I'm not gonna put so much on my rookie quarterback plate while I overwhelm him. He still got to figure out this game. He still got to figure out NFL speed. Still got to see different NFL fronts, different NFL coverages, different NFL blitzes and all that stuff. He still got to learn. He still got to see it to learn from it. So what we do? We lean on the run game. We lean on the defense.
but
We went
remember
what?
Matt Ryan had said that too. Remember in one of his interviews, he said they're gonna have to lean on the run game with Penix to bring him along. He said when I first started, I had a run game. He said I might have had one of the best back there. So now it turned over twofold. He got one of the best that's back there.
Mm-hmm. It didn't work out too bad for Matt Ryan, correct?
Oh,
Like,
cause
remember,
remember,
like
a
he
lot of
brought
people don't understand the reason Matt Ryan first throw was a touchdown because our run game was very, very dominant with Michael Turner.
exactly,
So his
exactly.
first throw, we had already. Most people act like they don't remember when Matt Ryan first got here. All we did was run the ball. We were barely throwing.
All we did was run the ball. Like
Cause remember before
Michael
Matt,
Turner had what? I want to say he had like 363 carries his first year here. Cause Michael Turner got here the same offseason that we drafted Matt Ryan. Michael
that's what
Turner,
I'm
they came in
saying.
together. Man, like That's why I see a whole lot of similarities with Michael Turner and Tyler Algier. It's a whole lot of career similarities right there. Because Michael Turner sat there and sat behind a versatile dual threat running back in LaDainian Thompson. That's my favorite running back of all time. Bijan
Yeah,
runs exactly splitting image as LT. But Turner sat behind him, sat behind him, and then Turner went on to greener pasture. 9 times out of 10, this is Tyler Algier last year at Woodard. I'm not gonna lie to you. 9 times out of 10, this is his last year in Atlanta. So you
I
want to
already understand that.
right, you want to strike while the iron hot. But at the same
So
time too, it's still only week 2. We're going into week 3 of this season. You can't sit there and try to force. You can't sit there and try to force instant instant gratification and like
yeah,
straight
that
off the rip.
microwave shit.
You can't do that because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Because like, if I just have him out there throwing the ball 40 times every game, and he start getting turnovers and stuff, now that got in his head, he's already expecting to turn the ball over. I don't want him to sit there expecting to turn the ball over. I want him to sit there and process, read the defense, make the right play. Whether that's picking up 4 yards or picking up 40 yards, make the right play. Once you
And,
learn those things, then I can expand my playbook and give you more opportunity, give you more
and
shots at the
see,
field.
that's what I keep telling people. This offense don't really look bad or uncreative to me. This offense look like he got training wheels on the quarterback and the playbook. Not, you know how some coaches they'll just put the training wheels on the quarterback and bring them along. He got the training wheels on the quarterback and the playbook as well. Like you said, he keeping shit simple right now. Cause I know he know play action because that was the first play of the game that we ran during the New York Giants with play action. Because I remember when he did that, I said, "Was that Robinson finna get in his bag? He finna." The game may look a little crazy because he finna see what he can do and can't do. You see what I'm saying? In live action. So I
Right,
know he can do it. Zach Robinson hadn't even ran his orbit motion yet. So that's how I know he got the training wheels on the playbook. You know how much motion we ran last year?
exactly. See, like another thing too, like people got to understand the playbook is going to be tamped down until Storm Norton gets back, and hopefully that's after the bye week. Hopefully that's after the bye week, but it's going to be tamped down because I'm not going to sit there and expose Penix to an onslaught without the requisite dogs to sit there and fight it. So I'm calling the plays to get us down the field. I'm calling the plays where it's not too much on Pennis plate. I'm calling the plays so it's not too much on my offensive line plate. And I mean
Yeah.
that, like he's all in all,
It's
look
hard to
look what he
call
did.
play action when your best lineman not out there.
Well, no, Chris Lindstrom out there. Chris Lindstrom is the best lineman, but with McGarry down and then McGarry's immediate backup out too, like I I'm not sitting there chucking the ball down the field every play. I'm not gonna do that. That makes absolutely no sense because
Because I
all I'm
know my
doing, I'm
real pass pro
yeah,
ain't
because
there for real.
exactly because all I'm doing is sitting there line the pennants up to take a shot. As much as I can minimize that, I'm gonna do it. Why? Because I know that all I got to do is figure out what the defense doing, adjust to that, and go. The
And
defense
the
don't
run
want us
game going to and the run game gonna tell me what the defense doing, truthfully.
exactly,
So
exactly, and like the defense don't want me to take shots down the field. All right, that's cool. Y'all get tired of me running the ball. And if you don't get tired of me running the ball, I'm just gonna keep running the ball. You get tired of me running the ball and you bring a safety in the box, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go over your top,
but see,
over the top of
that's
your
the
head with
but
Mooney or
but
Cowper.
see, Winston, I don't mean to stop you right there because you on the road, but I got to stop you right there because that's what people don't understand. Ain't too many teams finna roll they safeties in the box like that because you're not able to. that's what I mean by pick your poison. That we know he can throw every pass out there. Plus, we know he can throw the length of the field for real. Quick too. So if we blitz him with a zero or cover one, something like that, he gonna burn us.
I
How you
gotta
get? How you gonna
as
get in a zero or a cover one for real?
as a defensive coordinator, I got a better probability of stopping you from scoring a touchdown by making you run the ball the length of the field than allowing you to throw the ball up and down the field. Because all I got to do is penetrate once and get you behind the sticks, and then you fighting uphill. So I'd rather you run the ball than throw all over the yard.
And see, that's the thing. Brian Flores also realized people didn't realize in that red zone they was in. I seen them in cover 3 and cover 2 in the red zone.
See, like it's a razor edge type situation because for one, like I would rather you run the ball, but I don't want you to run the ball. Because if I can take away your run, that make you one dimensional. Now you got to put the ball in there. Once you put the ball in there, now I got other factors in play. I got pass rushers. I got hogging secondary. There's so many more opportunities for me to get a turnover if I make you have to throw the ball.
And then on top of that, we in cover 2 and cover 3 in the red zone. So even if my secondary is suspect with that short of field yardage, I ain't really got to worry about nothing because they in the box without being in the box.
Exactly. See, like everybody want like red zone perfection. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to be perfect in the red zone. It's hard to
It,
score in the red zone
yeah,
because at the end of the day, the defense got 12 defenders on the field now. They literally have 12 defenders because that that back end zone line is the 12th defender.
yep,
See what I'm saying? It's like you trying to get a task done and you up and it got to be done by 7 o'clock. Now you got a wall there, and you got all the other obstacles in between here and 7 o'clock.
yep,
That's what the red zone is. So if it's harder to mitigate it, especially like if somebody running zone in the red zone. Now, excuse me, if they sitting and running man, all you need is somebody to sit there and beat their person, beat their man. Then they open, quarterback recognize it, strike. Then you hit. Like if I can force you to kick field goals, it's a whole lot easier to catch field goals than to catch touchdown. Then let's
yep,
call a spade
true.
a spade. Now, um, and like I was diehard Cool fan back before he got paid. Once Cool got paid,
That when he started missing kicks, and I'm just gonna keep
exactly.
it one.
Keep it a man. Like keep it a band. That's when he started missing
I
kicks.
said,
As
I
soon, as
said
soon as he
that
signed that contract,
he
it's always
started
been
missing
something with Cool.
kicks.
It's
I
always been
said
something with
that
Cool.
shit because at the time, right, I was a club promoter for the strip clubs. So even though I wasn't a club promoter at Magic City, a lot of people don't know all them girls dance at all the clubs is just on certain nights.
Hmm.
So who dance on the weekend at Magic City may dance during the week at Diamonds.
Yeah. All right.
So when they talking about when them female be, they gonna talk about the niggas with the bag that come in, the NBA players, NFL players, and I swear young Ho name came up a couple times. They just didn't know his name. They were just like the Chinese boy that played for the Falcons because they women. They barely even watch sports. So
Let me find
that,
out Young Way out there goddamn two stepping in the middle of the night.
he do. That shit, that's how I know when the rumors came out, that's how I knew it was for real. Cause one thing them hoes ain't gonna do is lie on their bag.
But
They
that's
ain't got no
wild work, man.
reason to.
That's wild work. But I mean, like people like understand like cool trajectory. Cool cool trajectory was to be like he was on pace to overtake Justin Tucker as the
Man, he
most
was supposed to be the
accurate.
top kicker in the league,
Yeah,
bro. We
he
just
was
gonna
on
keep that shit
he was
real.
on pace to overtake Justin Tucker as the most accurate kicker of all time. That was the clip that Koo was hitting at. He was at like a 97% clip that
Yeah.
he was hitting. It
Man, the
didn't matter where
moment
he
they
was at.
gave him that bag that
30,
very
40,
next
50,
season,
50 plus, like hell, like what was like it was like
that nigga
two
was down
it
there
was like
kicking 60, wasn't he?
yeah, it was like 2, 3 seasons straight. He was like 100% over 50 plus yard field goal. He was 100% on it. Soon as they gave him the bag,
That very next season, boy, he started
uh,
the first. Remember
that
the first
that very next season when he missed
kicked
his
in
first
preseason.
yeah, that when he missed his first 50 plus yard kick.
Remember he missed
That
three of
very
them
next
in
season.
preseason.
Exactly. And it was like, all right, well nah, cool good, man, it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Cool perform, win the game on the line, whoop whoop. Yeah, all right. He got that bag and then what? Gang it on the line, he whiffs. Then he got an injury. Then he had 2 seasons in the injury. All right, what's going on with Coop? It ain't like he old. Cause Coop ain't nothing but like 28. He's
He
not
changed
old.
his kicking style too for some odd reason. That's how I feel. That's why I feel like
Eh,
he's way more injured than he's saying.
Yeah, no, see, like Cool's in his head now. He's in his own head.
Yeah, you
It's
seen how he dropped to the
it
ground when he missed that kick.
yeah, like it's like a quarterback that said and got smacked up throughout the game. He's in his head. He's seeing ghosts now. Cool used to sit there doing the standard 3x5 step off for a field goal. And now he's pretty much lining straight line up with the ball before the kick. So like when you line up like that, you literally got to hit that ball perfectly every time. You got to hit it perfectly to make that ball work or wiggle the way that you wanted to do.
And you know what? Too, a lot of teams start realizing Koo not that good on the right side of the hash, so they'll get a Falcon to play, but it'll be on the right side of the hash. I used to see that
Exactly.
shit.
And that's just sitting there playing chess. That's playing chess. All right.
I
Well,
noticed team defenses will start doing that. They'll give Koo the kick, but it's always on the right side. I'll be like, man, here we go with this. Because you know his shit always curved. And I
mhm.
used to hate that about him.
Yeah. In week one, the kick that he missed, where it go? Wide right. It went wide right. He was on the left side of the hash. He kicked it on all the way across the field goal post, wide right. Like,
Yeah, I knew one of them hashes, boy. Teams you stop us right on that hash, and they'll give us the run play or the pass play to that part of the hash.
yeah, I succeed. I succeed this area to get the stop and put your kicker in a disadvantageous position. That's playing chess.
That
That's
was
literally sitting there
stupid
playing chess.
82. He switched up his kicking stance. I kept saying that. He did that. I think he did that when he got injured. He
I was like,
switched up his kicking stance, and ever since he switched that bitch up, he been missing.
no, he started missing beforehand. That's when he switched it up. When he started pulling the Johnson in the preseason, right after he signed his contract, that's when he switched his kicking stance. And then
Yep.
like it's been minuscule tweaks to it per season. But now they got to the point of where it's at now. And like
And that's
I
why I said I'm thankful for everything you did for us, but it's time to go.
yeah, and I mean I put it to you like this. So Romo will get elevated later on in the week, probably along with CJ Henderson. But Romo will get elevated later on in the week. If Romo
Yeah,
has
that's what people
if
don't understand. They can't put Romo on the list because he's not technically signed to them or some shit like that. So they have to
no,
put who
all right.
name as they could kicker.
So the way the depth chart comes out, the depth chart is literally on the players that's on the 53-man roster. Romo's on the practice squad. So you can elevate him 3 games. You can elevate him 3 games, and then after that, you can't elevate him for the rest of the season, or you have to sign him to the 53-man roster. So what they're gonna do is later on in the week, when it's time for the practice squad elevation, what is that? Saturday? I want to say it's Saturday. When they elevate him up, if Romo has another performance where he just hit 100, he hit 100%. 9 times out of 10, they go cut Cool. They will cut Cool on Monday, try to recoup some of that money, cut Cool, and then sign Romo. Or they'll sit there and elevate Romo the following week again for the Commanders game, and then sign Romo during the bye week. Saying
Yeah,
somewhere within
so they
that
can
window.
get a so they can make sure what they're getting before they get it.
Exactly. Like you came out, you were lights out this game. Okay, do it again. If you can do it again, okay, and maybe do it one more time. But that one more time, that'll get us into the bye week. Now we're in the bye week. Now we got film and stuff. We can sit there and look at and all this and like, well, this give us the best chance moving forward. Let's go ahead and go with them. That's probably when Romo will get signed. Either Romo will get signed next week, or it'll be after I legit by Sunday. He'll get signed that for that stretch before our week 6 game. But I mean, like, I like what they're doing with Penix. I like what they're doing with Penix because they're not sitting there trying to overload his plate. I'm giving you different looks. I'm giving you different responsibility. Go execute. Penix still haven't thrown the turnover worthy throw yet. He's the only quarterback in the league that hasn't thrown a turnover worthy throw yet. And
Because
he's
they
one of
know he deadly accurate. And like you
yeah,
said, Brian Flores thought he was gonna beat us rushing 4 and rushing 5. Because he never
not gonna work.
really, it's not gonna work. Because once I start seeing his line out, I seen Tua hit like, even when he went in like a 4-3 for a quick second, you seen Tua hit linebackers in coverage and one rushing, one drop down. So if I'm seeing that, I know you're not playing your style of defense. Not what I just seen last week in that Chicago game. You're not playing that style defense.
No, see, like the only team that I legitimately sit there and think that may be able to get off against us, just rushing their front four is Philly, and that's Philly being fully healthy, and they still got chinks in on because like Jordan Davis is good, but he's nowhere near what people thought he would be going into the league, and that's where I would attack at. Same way we've been sitting there putting the tight end in the backfield as a fullback. I go straight at Jordan Davis. I go straight at Jordan Davis and play off of Jalen Carter.
And see, then that's the thing as well. That's why I think that once the offense tighten up a little bit, once he start taking a little bit of the training wheels off piece by piece, which I also understand. You don't want to be out there showing your playbook, your whole playbook in 2 games. So I get that part too, But for more so, it's like, and I do understand how can I move on to these type plays if we ain't even executing these type plays.
Well, I mean, like I put it to you like this: what's going on right now with the offense is more so that the offense is sitting there trying to learn the offense on the fly than what we actually want to do. Like, all right,
Because people hurt. Yeah.
yeah. So like all training camp, we were sitting there practicing this, that, and that, and that, and then Storm Norton and Caleb McGurr elect for surgery in the same week. which was what the last week of the preseason. So now we got Wilkinson in there. Now we gotta like this offense is on the fly. This is not the offense that we really want to run, and we're not gonna really be able to run the offense that we want to
Till
run
one of them get back, basically.
until Norton come back. Cause McGarry going for the season.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
McGarry
Till
going for the
Storm
season.
Norton come back. Cause one
Yeah,
thing I say about Storm Norton, boy, he one hell of a pass protector.
yeah, exactly. So once you have that back on your line, now I can sit there and commit to taking the shots down the field. I can commit to doing that on a regular basis because I know that Penix is safe.
And the
I can,
thing is, Wilkerson still got to prove himself. Like 82 said in the comments that Bijan said he auditioning right now.
yeah, like Wilkerson, like all right, I put it to you like this: Wilkerson was an undrafted lineman. Wilkerson has been on the team before. He was with us back in 2023. He was a guard then.
Wasn't he on the line when Hennessy was on the line sometime?
It was Wilkerson and Hennessy swapping out with each other.
Yeah, that's what I knew. I remember that name.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Wilkerson was one of the guards when during the Mariota year.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was saying. Yeah.
So then he left. He left and went to Arizona, and then he came back this year because we had familiarity with him. Wilkerson was supposed to be a backup guard. He was supposed to be like a swing guard. All right. Now we to flex him out to tackle. He's learning on the fly, so the offense got to revamp on the fly because you
Yeah, he
can't
not playing his original position.
exactly
He
like.
like Bergeron right now.
Well, no, but see, like Wilkerson was a tackle. They moved him into guard. They moved him into guard
Nah,
when he
that's what
came
I'm
into the
saying.
league.
So that was like a Bergeron project as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what's going on. Like he's learning on the fly, but at the same time too, like Wilkerson been in the league long enough. Wilkerson is pretty much what Wilkerson is going to be. Like this is peak Wilkerson that you're seeing. I don't really see him developing beyond
What he
what he's able.
already is.
Yeah, like but he's playing the best. He's playing his best, which ain't bad. It ain't great. It
Yeah, cause
ain't bad though.
Minnesota realized now that's something I got to give him credit to. Cause Minnesota realized we can't bully him like that.
Exactly. Like and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like he's playing his best,
And I think
which
it may come with more reps as well, because it's still like you said, it's about synergy. He ain't got no synergy with that first team. See, the
yeah,
only
at
person that
all.
done played with Wilkerson is Penix.
Well, you gotta think like Wilkerson was on the practice squad. Like he was on you done went to a practice squad to a starter. Like that's something different. That's something different. Like you went from practice squad, jumped over second team, up to a starter, week one, NFL. Let's get it.
Yeah,
And
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 that
then
and that's
your
basically
first
that.
assignment was
That's why
Hassan
I
Reddick.
didn't want them excuses about Minnesota offensive line, because we down our back up to the backup. So I don't want to hear them excuses.
Yeah,
They
ain't,
ain't the
ain't
only
no
one
issue.
down offensive lineman. Cause I promise
It'd
you, if Caleb McGarry or Storm Norton was in on that line, that'd be a whole different game.
be an entirely different game. We would have ran the ball. We would have took Hassan Reddick out the game because we would just ran the ball straight at him.
But you know one thing that I do like about what's going on with this scheme is that we're having to learn how to run the ball to the left instead of the right, right? If you notice, we've never truthfully been able to run the ball from both sides.
Exactly.
We do,
Like when we wanted success in the run game, that ball was going to the right behind Lindstrom and McGurk.
yeah, but now they're learning how to run it to the left, so we'll be able to be, run it from both sides when everything comes back together.
Yeah,
Once
like
you,
you're seeing like if you know what you're looking for, if you know what you're looking for, you're seeing real time development in players and scheme and philosophy of scheme. You
Yeah,
seeing
you
this?
right.
You
82 Monte
seeing this
Carlo.
real time happening? Like
Yeah.
and fundamental of the scheme. All this is happening in real time. Bing, bing. You know what I'm saying? Like week one, all right, we got away from the run. We just gonna throw the ball because it's more
And
effective.
then it wasn't even that the run wasn't working. It's the way you was running it, trying to think. See, what I really think went on is you didn't respect Vita Vea in that run game up the middle. You didn't respect that man. Instead of trying to run it to the outside, you kept trying to run it up the middle to prove a point. And I kept saying, why is we running it up the middle? Why are we not at least doing a spread or four wide receiver style offense and handing the ball off that way? You still run out of that.
Like for all right, in perspective wise, like you can't sit there and run the ball up the middle on Vita Vea with a super undersized center. Like Dahman is bigger than Newsom. But Dahman, when Dahman had to check Vita, it was always on a double team. We would never sit there and just let Dahman just go head up with Vita. Cause Vita just he gonna toss him around. All right. We tried to sit there and go head up with Chris Lansing with Vita. Vita was sitting there folding his ass up like a lawn chair. Like Vita is too big. I'm sorry, he's too big. He's too dominant at his position to guard him with just one person.
You got to respect them. That's what I
You gotta
mean. When
respect
I
him.
seen that, I said Zach Robinson don't respect they defensive line.
Yeah, like that we should have been running stretches.
That's what I'm basically
We should have
saying.
been running stretches, tosses, make Vita move laterally instead of
Trying to go
vertically.
up the middle. That's why I
Yeah,
said why we would it even if you gonna run stretch, also run a stretch run out of a four wide receiver set and spread that whole defense out.
exactly. See, like
You not even doing that.
with
You
that,
kept doing tights and bunches. And it's
but,
like I
but you have to though because you have to sit there and try to mitigate the
the
risk
offensive
of
line.
exactly. So you have to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
See what I'm
You
saying?
have to
Like
do that. You can't really spread, especially not the first game. Yeah,
yeah, like people want such an advance of the offense, but you have to take in all the things that comes along with the offense. You're not going to get the
yeah.
offense that
You
you want
down, you down
when
your two top tackles. So
is
yeah,
that you down your two top tackles. Both of your number one and number two wide receiver got injuries. Your fourth string wide receiver got an injury, got a concussion. Like I can't I at this point I have to be effective and mitigate all these other
so I
elements.
got to run tight formations. All my formations
I
got
gotta
to
run
be
tight
tight.
to make it easier on everybody else. Like
And
I
then
don't
you
get me wrong,
can't
I
really
would want
even
to
run
spread the
your.
ball out. I would want to be able to stretch the defense horizontally. I would like to do that, but I can't do that and still expect myself to be effective.
Because if you notice that first game, you ain't really see no screens and no jet sweeps like that neither. And you
Yeah,
know he love his screen and his jet sweep here and there.
yeah, and that's more to the point of like
He
I know what I'm up against. I know what I'm up against. I know what I have.
and
How
yeah,
can
you right because
I best suit
now
them?
in the
And
first game I can't go horizontal nor can I go vertical because I don't know if he'll hold up like that against Tampa's
exactly
defense.
because all I've really seen was him in practice for 1 week.
I never seen him play in the game. He
I never,
probably had to go back and watch tape to see him play in some shit.
yeah, because you gotta think about it. Like when Zach Robinson got here, that was the that was the same season that Wilkinson left.
Yep,
They came and left in the same offseason. So
yep.
I've never sat there and actually coached him. I never called plays with him. I don't, you know what I'm saying? and he was a guard when we brought him back. He was a guard when he left from him, and now I'm asking him to be a tackle. So I have to
And
mitigate the
playing
risk
tackle
and sit
different
there
than
and try
playing
and try to be
guard.
effective. And like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, defense let us down. Week one, the defense let us down because Penix took it with all the injuries and all that stuff. Still took us down the field, gave us a go ahead touchdown, took us back down the field after they scored, took us back down the field, and put us in position to send the game in the overtime. So
Yeah.
you can't sit there and say that the
And
play calling
special, it
was
was
so
special
horrible.
teams, truthfully. Special teams didn't do their job.
No, and the defense let up at the end too. You can't sit there and say the defense didn't because Pennis gave us the lead. Pennis gave us the lead with like 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, he down sure
Then
did.
then Tampa went right down the field.
And they
Tampa
went
went
in
right
that
down the
old
field. Boom, boom,
prevent
boom.
shit.
Root. To be honest, we should have got off the field, but Root took and had the roughing the passer call.
Yeah,
Well, that
that
was
really
straight.
did it
That
right
was a
there.
boneheaded play, and that right there, you can see it as soon as it happened,
But you you
and they
know
threw the
you know
flag.
where that
You
come you
saw
know
it.
where that come from, no Winston. Baker being the vet and him still being the rookie, cause Baker baited him on that shit. Baker knew he can't stop. And he was being overly aggressive.
No, like you can't even put that on Baker. That's literally Root. Like you're chasing him, man. You're chasing him. You seeing everything that he's doing in front of you because you literally right there behind him. Now, if you look at it again, once Baker threw the ball, you see Root literally extend his hand, push Baker in his back, realize what he did, and
After
try to
he
put his
threw the
hands up.
ball.
Yeah, he threw the ball, took 2 steps. Root took and pushed him in the back. Realized that he could get caught for roughing the passer and put his hands up. That's just being bonehead. That's you being so amped up into the game that you're not able to sit there and think the game. You're just out there playing, and that's why you got that penalty. We should have been out the field then. We should have been off the field or well on our way of getting off the field. You make that. You see the whole sideline. You see the defense. You see that will breaking them right in there. Look at Raheem Morris ain't showed no emotion all game long until that play. Then he see that he
Well,
drop his
he
head.
did show a
The
little piece of emotion when, because Billy Bowman got that interception right in front of him. That's the first time I really seen him
No,
run
see,
down the
I
field
was
or
talking
something.
about on week one. See,
Oh yeah,
Billy
yeah,
Billy
yeah,
didn't get
yeah,
his first interception the last week.
yeah, 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 yeah. You talking about week one? Week one. Yeah,
No,
nah. When Root made that play, boy, ooh, Lord, I was like, man, come on, bro.
and that did it. And that's how Tampa ended up going down the field and go score
That's
the
how they
touchdown.
won last week. This week,
That's
shit. Some
see what
shit
I'm
like
saying?
that. It wasn't that type of penalty, but it was just some ball headed play. How you let Baker down there run 50 yards?
Exactly. Like boneheaded play. Like football. I'm gonna be honest with you. Football is more a thinking's man game than athletic talent. Like you had to have athletic talent. That's a given. That's a prerequisite. But you have to be able to think more than just being the biggest, fastest, strongest person out there on the field. Like I mean, it works for some people, but overall, you got to be able to think more. Look at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan ain't winning nobody men's health front cover. None of that. Like, ain't nobody want to know. Don't nobody want to know nothing about a Matt Ryan workout because you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
he's a thinking man. He's a thinking man. Matt Ryan, like what, top 5 in NFL history and comeback at one
But
point.
he had a true understanding of how to play football. Because what people,
Exactly.
what a lot of people don't understand. Before Matt Ryan took that hit in college, he was a dual threat quarterback. Because Matt Ryan could run too.
Yeah, but he also knew too though when he gets to the next level, oh that ain't happening. You're not sitting there running on them people like you did in college. Like in college, in college you can be a stud. You can be a stud amongst boys, but in the NFL, like you literally have to be a stud amongst men
Yeah,
and
you
other
do.
studs.
You do. You do.
Like
You do. That's
Julio
a
was
whole
sitting there.
different game.
Julio was crashing out in college. He was lighting them up. He won't put up a whole bunch of touchdowns, but you can sit there and see what Julio was gonna be, and he ain't turn around and do the same thing in the NFL. Matt Ryan took and adapted his game and took out the rushing portion of it, and sit there and just accentuate on being smarter than everybody else and make timely throws. But
Yep.
at the same time too, Atlanta was smart enough. Hey, look, he's accurate, but sometimes he go wide. All right, let's go get him a playmaker that's able to adapt. If I put the ball in his vicinity, he can go make a play. Introduce Julio Jones. Like that was good GMing. That was good GMing. Like, but I mean, fast forward to now. It may not have been what you aesthetically wanted to see in the offense last week, but offensively, that was a great um, game plan.
Oh
Offensively,
yeah.
that was a great game plan.
It did.
Defensively, you saw
Hey,
everything that you wanted to see.
hey, and it was a clock chewing game plan too. That's what I
Exactly.
loved about it. That shit
Right.
chewed the clock the fuck
We
up.
we we beat
Damn
them
near
by
when I
like
looked up, it was halftime.
we beat them in time of possession by like 5 minutes. I want to say it was like 5 minutes. It was like 4 or 5 minutes. We beat them in
Yeah, our
time of
time of
possession.
possession was crazy.
But then, like you were saying earlier. We saw an issue with the kicking game. We went and addressed it. Like let's take Romo out of the equation. Let's put Koo in there. Let's say Koo go 3 for 2. Then you only beat him by a touchdown. Your power ranking itself, that's gonna dip. Now people got all these questions about the fact of
Nah,
they
cause you know what? I was watching on ESPN, and and I don't really consider Rex Ryan a hater because he's always rooted for the Falcons. Even though we didn't pick him, he still root for us. But even he was saying, he said, man, this defense, Atlanta defense, is on all three levels, is damn near. He said, y'all, he didn't, he want, I believe he wanted to say like elitish, but didn't say it. But all he kept saying is, boy, y'all better watch out for them because if that offense get it together, it's going to be ugly. And I was like, nah, let them keep sleeping, Rex, please. Because I remember the Super Bowl year, boy, we were everything but a child of God in the media world.
true. And like that's what I was saying. Like let's sit there and be honest about things. And let's could Romo took and put up 15 points for us.
Yeah.
All right.
And I know Kuda missed two of them. I don't care what nobody say.
Exactly. So let's say Koo goes 3 for 5. Koo goes 3 for 5. It's 9-17. That would have been 16 points on the board. So we would have won the game 16-6. All right. The all the fanfare and all the love that we said and got from the media and the analysts and talking heads and pundits and all that fanfare that we had got Monday, it would have been entirely different.
Yeah, because Pooh muffed two kicks.
Exactly. But even beyond
They'd have
that,
had something to criticize Atlanta
uh,
about.
even beyond that, what they would have sat there and said was, well, if Atlanta defense looked good, but they just played a undermatched team and they just beat up on the little guy. But let them go play a good team like a Philly or a Dallas or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then they gonna get beat. They can't put points on the board. This, that, and the third. Da, 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 da. The conversation would have been entirely different. It would have been entirely different. Even with Bijan having the same performance and Algier having the same performance,
It'd have been
it would have been
overshadowed.
entirely different. They would have said they tried to downplay the defense. They would have said they tried to downplay the defense because of what the offense wasn't able to do. So
But see, that's the crazy part. Had they beat us, it'd have been something totally different. Oh, he dissing. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm so used to rookies coming in. The reason why I love Joe Ulbrich and their defense, because for the last, I want to say 5, 6 years, we've been letting rookies come in and look like Joe Montana. And that's just real. But this defense here, you ain't finna trot them rookies in here and think they finna just whoop up on us like that.
no, sorry.
We ain't sitting in that zone, soft shell zone all day. I don't mind sitting in zone, but I don't want to sit in that soft over cover shell.
No, sir. Like this defense is coming downhill, and everybody in the bought into it. That's the beauty of it. Like Auburn came in. Hey, look, we're gonna be attacking. We're gonna get after it. This is what it is.
Hey, so
Do your
Winston,
job.
with this, with what you just hold on, cause with what you finna get into, I want to switch to this topic for this last hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour, however long it lasts. Falcons versus the Panthers. Because the reason why I want to get into that is because all off season, all I've been seeing is the Panthers hanging their head on the game where our defense had already clocked out and went to Cabo. And I feel like y'all really think y'all finna come in here and play that same soft cover defense that y'all played with them old players on there. That's what's really been fucking the league up. They used to us playing soft cover defense. That's why I wanted you to go ahead and highlight on what you finna highlight with this attack front, because I think that's what's really been surprising teams. Not even the media, taking the media out of it. I think that's what surprised Baker Mayfield. That's also what surprised the Vikings, even though they did have a little tape on the defense. I think they keep watching that tape from last year with Jimmy Lake, thinking that's what we running and we not. So yeah, go into your point about the attack front.
So, all right. So match up with the Panthers. Okay. So for me, if I was Raheem Morris, I'm not playing AJ this week. I'm not. There's no purpose. There's literally no purpose. I'm not gonna sit there and risk him getting hurt. When for one, we this close to the bye week. Two, we still got Commanders next week with
But
Terry
that's
Third
what
and
that's something I
Debo.
want to point on real quick, Winston, before you continue. Would you just sit him out the next game, or would you sit him out all the way through the bye week to the Bills?
No, so what I would do, for one, I would let him at least sit this week because that's a soft tissue injury. They real tricky. So like you could feel like you back to 100, and then start putting actual stress on it, and it flares back up, and it can flare
Okay.
up to
Okay.
where it was at, or it could get worse. And now instead of just being week to week, he's on short term IR. Like, nah, you mitigate the risk because we don't need AJ to beat the Panthers. They can't run the ball that's strong. We got one of the best run defenses in the league. We got the number two overall defense in the league as of right now. All right. So what you do is, if I'm Raheem and I'm Jeff Albert, what I would do is I'm elevating C.J. Henderson. I'm putting Henderson on McMillan, and I'm letting Hughes play Leggett. They keep, I don't know what it is, but they keep trying to get Leggett because like his size and strength. They keep trying
Yeah.
to get him on either something behind the line of scrimmage or not that far above the line of scrimmage. So he's playing short. All right. So therefore he's not threatening Hughes Cause like when Hughes first came in the league, he had that elite top end speed. He done got older, so his top end speed and wane. Right. All right. If all I got to do is worry about you short, I can handle that. He's a thumper. Hughes is a thumper. I mean, remember last year, he would light stuff up. You sitting around the line of scrimmage and you get the ball, Hughes will smack you. So all right, now Henderson has the capability to keep up with McMillan. And what is his name?
Yeah,
Titorio.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a deep threat because he's able to win deep jump ball, but top end speed wise, he's not. All right. He plays very similar to Drake London.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah,
to body you out and shit.
exactly. Now London has a little bit more speed than McMillan, but they play very similar to each other.
And I think he a little bit bigger too.
Yeah, like McMillan like 6'5". Drake, to be honest, Drake's like 6'4". So, but that's semantics, right? All right. So I go with Henderson. Put Henderson on McMillan. Put Hughes on Leggett. Shut that down. And now, and defense front seven wise continue to stay attacking on the run, shut down that run game. Make Bryce Young beat you with his arm. He do
And
that.
when
He when he sit there and start putting that ball in the air like that, that's when good things happen. That's where you get a Watson interception. That's where you get a base interception. Like people been so hyped about what Watts doing, they forgot all about Justin Bates still out there too.
yeah.
They done
And
forgot
now
all
you
about
got two
Justin.
you gotta worry about.
Hmm. They done forgot all about Justin. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, eh, I honestly can't. The last time I was this excited about a defense was when 2016 rolled over into 2017.
Yeah.
And that year we finished ninth overall in defense. And to be honest, on our Super Bowl run, our defense didn't get right until the bye week. We just happened to have a late bye week. That's when our defense got right. Um, who was it? Who took over the defense? Oh, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn took over the defense, and from after that bye week all the way up to the Super Bowl, we had the number one rated defense.
And
Now we
I'm
have
gonna
an
be honest,
actual.
I was mad about that early bye week this year, but boy, we need it. Cause ain't is the bye week after or before the Bills game?
It's before the bye week is after the Commander.
Okay, yeah. So we need that to have everybody healthy for the Bills. Cause like I told people, it ain't gonna be as easy to bring down Josh
Now,
Allen as it is Bryce Young.
no. So you got Bryce Young this week. Probably have Jaden Daniels. Jaden probably be back for our game unless like that knee is just more injured than what they sitting there trying to lay on or let on, right? Um, Probably play Jaden, and then you got your bye week. But in the bye week, now look at it. Look at everything you got coming back. 9 times out of 10, Storm Norton either come back in the bye week. Well, his window probably open during the bye week because you got 21 days once we activate him to be able to play. And if he can't play, then he's gone for the rest of the season. All right. I think Braylon Trice. I think Braylon Trice is eligible to come back during the bye week. If AJ doesn't play against the Commander, he'll be back after the bye week. But we still haven't seen this team. We still haven't seen this team close to full strength. Right now, we've
Uh,
been operating around like 65, like
then
65, 70.
Drake and Mooney really still hurt for real. And Ray was a little still a little banged up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we haven't seen this team close to full strength. We've been operating around like 65-70%.
Then people still forget Clark Phillips still hurt.
Like Clark come back. Like, man,
Now Clark may come back after that bye. They may just go on and bring the whole team back after the bye. Honestly,
Agnew will come back. Like it's so many pieces that we missing that should be in line coming back after that back to get us back right and actually go on a run.
because a lot of people don't really know Agnew really one of the fastest receivers on the team, even though he played a kick return.
All right, Agnew is the fastest receiver on the team. Agnew faster than Mooney. He's faster than Mooney.
And having that as a wide receiver, that missing some of that deep shit too. Take the top off.
Well, I mean, I don't know because like you can want Agnew to play offense. He's played offense before. I mean, it wasn't electrifying. He's serviceable, but I mean, like Agnew was brought in to do what Ray was supposed to do last season, and the only reason why Ray didn't do it last season was because Rondell Moore took it towards ACL in training camp.
Now Rondell Moore, that's who I wanted to see. I ain't even gonna lie. That's
Right.
who I did want to see because I know he was faster than the motherfucker.
Now, Rondell Moore in our offense last year, he probably would have played well enough to secure a bag. He just can't stay healthy. We had the offense set up for him. It was like the offense that we ran last season. Once everybody got healthy and all that, like especially doing like Kirk Tober, if Rondell Moore was in there instead of Ray, oh man, things would have got wicked in Atlanta. Ain't gonna lie to you, but
Yeah, that's right. 82 Monte Carlo, Divine and Ellis on a good spy. They're gonna have to spy a little bit during this game with Bryce Young. They're gonna have to.
not really. I mean, like
Cause he
that's
like
what
to get out there pocket. Cause see, I'm the reason why I'm gonna tell you why I say this. Because all the media is talking about is the last game. So they feel like Bryce can. I've been listening to him. A lot of them feel like Bryce can have a comeback game against us. I said, boy, y'all still think we run that soft cover shell on defense, don't you? Y'all still think we got Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons on this team, don't you? I was going at it with a Carolina fan in that rivalry group on Facebook. Like, bro, what y'all, man, Bryce had this, and this against y'all. I said, bro, y'all must have forgot pennies was on y'all ass, nigga. Y'all must have forgot the score, nigga. Y'all won by what, a field goal?
like they must have forgot that was Pennett's third start. They must have forgot that Pennett's almost threw for 400 yards on him.
That's how I know we
Like,
finna air their ass out this time. I know. See, one thing I do know is that Robinson finna air their ass out. They ain't finna run that ball this time.
nah, see, like yesterday prices ain't today's prices.
Yep, that basically what I'm saying because I'm arguing with the Panthers. Well, not really arguing. We just in the Discord. Yeah, it turned to an argument, Winston. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'll go with them all the time. Fuck them.
Yeah, cause I'm like, bro, do y'all really understand that our defense mine was in Cancun? That last game, Bryce Young, when we let him walk into the end zone, like how they let Tyler Algier walk into the end zone in Minnesota to try to get the ball back. The same thing we did.
Hey, like
Plus,
they
y'all was
have to.
able see
They
another
they gotta
thing.
They gotta understand. For one, we actually have a pass rush now.
No, but see, that's what I was finna get to, Winston.
Good.
You had you done in coverage on Miles Sanders. Try that shit with Jalen Walker or James Pierce and see what happened to you. Cause both of them can cover a little bit, but in my mind, way better than Matthew Judon, cause they're young and they got speed.
Like Judon is a player that's good at going forward, and like that goes to Jimmy Lake, just being a nut. Like you have you can want to play your scheme, but if you do not have the requisite talent to play the scheme that you want to play, then you have to be adaptable to fit your scheme around the players that you have, the pieces that you have. Why? Because at the end of the day, I could want $1 million, but if I don't go out there and go work and go get that $1 million, then it's just a pipe dream. And it's exactly that what Jimmy Lake was doing last year with our defense. I want to generate pressure with the front four and front three and all this da.
Man, that
But
nigga had a front two Winston in one of them games. I seen that we was
in a
on the
couple in
goal.
a couple of games, in a couple of games,
We was on the I don't know what game that was. We was on the goal line and we rushed two. And I get everybody in
hey,
coverage. I
it,
understand what you doing. It was look more like a cover four almost. But I'm like, bro, that shit. I get it,
it-
but man, why we ain't rushing the quarterback in the
you
end
don't
zone,
you
bro? To
don't do
speed the
you
play.
don't do that on the goal line. Period. I'm sorry. Like that's like they on the if they on the other side of the 50, like on like the 30, yeah, I'll go with 2-4-5. If I got you behind the stick, and it's like let's say like second and like 13. Second and 13, yeah, I'll go ahead and try 2-4-5. I'll try it real quick because I still have the capability of being able to stop the run
Winston,
after a couple yards, and I still be able
Winston.
to
It
play
was that
the deep ball.
Commanders game because that's when Zach Ertz scored that fucking touchdown, and I
Oh,
was
I know.
mad as
I was
hell.
there. I was there at the Commanders game.
That's the game it was. I like, why the fuck we rushed two in the goal line and Zach Ertz ate that shit up quick too.
Like even like when you playing goal line defense, yeah, you want people that's able to move in space, but at the same time, like when you give up your defensive integrity on the line of scrimmage, that offense can now dictate what they're fitting to do to you because you don't have enough to hold up. So now you done introduce an entire different element into the offensive play. Not the play calling, but the
And we
actual
had
play
them
itself.
slow
Because
players too.
now you done gave up being able to actually get after the quarterback and he's able to run. So that's a whole nother element that you sit there and introduce because of play calling.
And then what make it so bad is I'm gonna be honest. We didn't have this defense last year that we got with all the young athletic Billy Bowmans and Xavier Watts, and we had the Dorleses, but y'all refused to play them. But I think Brandon Dorles came in that Carolina game because in his interview he said we would not overlook and sleep on Carolina. He said everybody professional. So to me, what he was saying was we still mad about that game last year. Cause if
Yeah,
you don't
but
remember that
even
last
more than
game,
that.
he
But he's
even
sitting there,
had he even had Jesse Bates pissed off that last. You didn't see Jesse Bates throw his helmet.
yeah, like even beyond that, what he's sitting there saying to not just the fan, but to his teammates too. Like, yeah, all right, we got a W, but one W is not enough. We need to start stacking wins. We haven't won nothing yet to sit there and be able or to safely sit there and constantly sit there and think we can look over another team.
Yeah, he said that in his interview. He said we would not be overlooking the Carolina Panthers. He said everybody professionals in his league. He said I don't care that they down two linemen. That don't mean nothing because if you made it here, you part of the 1%, and we gonna play you like you part of the 1%. That
Exactly.
Man, that made my heart feel so joyful to hear Brandon Dorley say that
Oregon.
because that let
Oregon,
me
man.
know that you remember that last game of the season last year. And I think they want some get back. I think this defense just as a whole wants some get back from last year.
As they should though. Like,
Cause Jimmy Lake had them out there looking bad. Even Justin Simmons ain't really that bad. It's just the scheme they were running.
right, like at the end of the day, like the Falcons shouldn't lose to a Panthers team. At the stage that we was in last year and the state that they was in last year, we should not have lost to the Panthers. So now you got your first crack at trying to rectify a situation from last season. Go out to go dominate. Show them they get against Minnesota.
I think you muted Winston. But I definitely feel what Winston's saying because that's right, 82. Keep them humble and hungry. Plus, we can't go into the division 0-2. Plus, y'all think y'all coming to play that same defense, and y'all not. I promise you, you're not coming to play the defense that you think you finna play with all that soft cover shell. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so like, why would you hang your hat on the last game? Because in the last game of the year, our defensive minds was so sick of Jimmy Lake. He had Jesse Bates throwing his helmet during the game. When you got your star safety throwing his fucking helmet, ready to fight during the game, they let you know your defensive coordinator doing something wrong. Did you hear how much fun they was out there having? The Dorless was laughing on the line, making them jump off sides because it was just funny to him. Which something he may need to implement sometimes. Just laugh on the sideline, let them know you crazy. That's all they told me. This nigga crazy. And that's probably how they thought. They were like, he just burst out laughing. But he having so much fun that he feel like a kid again. And that's basically what playing defense is about. Is not sitting off the ball. Like Nate Ali said, he sent them to a dark place. And when you send them to a dark place, wherever they mental at, that's where it's at. So his mental probably was as a kid playing football, just having fun. He in that dark space where he don't mind running you over. He ain't thinking, he just going. We gonna like Nate Ali said, we gonna stop the run on the way to the quarterback. We gonna stop the run on the way to the quarterback. And I see what Nate Ali's saying, because if you doubt what Nate Ali's saying, go look at Houston defensive line. They ain't been the same since Nate Ali left. And we just gonna be real about that. The Houston Texans defensive line haven't been the same since Nate Ali left. And that's just real. But I think this Panthers game gonna be a good game. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be comfortable, but it's gonna be a good game, and I see us coming out on top. Especially if our defense play lights out the way they play. But I promise you, y'all gonna see more of that playbook against Carolina, because he's slowly opening it up. But I think what he's doing is, he's like Winston said, he's mitigating a lot of risk, which a lot of people don't think about. The O-line, the player, who down, who not, who injured, who this. So don't be surprised if it's another run game, Kyle Pitts game, just depending on how your wide receivers feeling. But on that note, I'm going to go on and end this live, let y'all get back to y'all day. I may go live later on again I haven't fully decided yet. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, while we hunting this season, ain't no more rise up. I'm tired of rise up. We done rose up. We done rose up to the ceiling. Now it's time to swoop down on our prey and attack and go eat and go get us some food. We've been rising up for a long time. But when we gonna swoop down and get a dinner or two or get a meal or two, we gotta swoop down. It's time to swoop down and attack. Hey, look, this is a different season. I'll expect to see big things from them. Hit that like button when you leave. I appreciate you for coming.